All right, welcome to Sport Tour on Enterprise TV, where we give you all the latest on what is happening in the world of sports. If you are joining us for the first time, endeavor to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olasukomi. You join me and let's ride together. Joining me in the studio today is Innocent Aduluba, making a return back to Sport Tour. Welcome to Sport Tour.
Yes, I've gone around and I'm back now.
All right.
It's beginning to get boring. The seasons are folding up.
Yes, of course.
So you have to suggest something else for me to do.
Of course, there is FIFA Club World Cup, and of course there is a transfer. You know, by June they will open the transfer.
I'm surprised the Club World Cup is no more at the end of the year.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
All right, it's all good. It's just normal FIFA and their doings. All right, you know how we do it. We always start with local football because charity begins at home. We'll be starting with the Flying Eagles. Nigeria's Flying Eagles have been drawn in Group F with Colombia, Saudi Arabia, and Norway for the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Chile will host the biennial competition from 27 September to 19 October 2025. I know we discussed something about the Under-20 that time you were in studio, and I said something about our age grade football. I saw that game against Kenya. Even they've qualified. They defeated Egypt in the third place. It was a narrow win, and of course they won that one via penalty shootout. And this team, for me, I still feel they are not the Under-20 that I used to know. I don't know if you have any contrary opinion with that, because they didn't really do well at the last Nations Cup.
Do you used to know any Under-20? The age is flowing. So whichever Under-20 you knew would have moved to.
Of course, they've retired. The likes of John Obi, Mikel, mentioned them.
So, but I know what you mean. People have been asking what killed the Principal Cup. That place is where we discovered most notably, God rest his soul, captain and coach Stephen Keshi. You know, so I remember I was a boy in St. Patrick's, Calabar, and I used to watch George Finidi in 1991 come to train with Rovers Football Club of Calabar at the time. You know, these age grade sources shouldn't be sourced from the Nigerian League. Even if we win anything and celebrate, we cannot sustain it. In 1999, at the Surulere Stadium, Xabi Alonso, Ike Casillas, Xavi Hernandez, Andres Iniesta.
They were all there.
I don't know if David Silva was with them. All of them came to Lagos and won. That was in
1999, in June 1999.
Now, in 2000, France won the Euros. But in 2004, this Spanish group won the Euros, retained it in 2008, went on to win the World Cup
in 2010.
So you can look at sustainability. If you look at Argentina, we played their age grade in 2005,
yes, of course,
coached by Samson Siasia, and they won it. A bulk of them, Angel Di Maria, Sergio Aguero, Lionel Messi, Mascherano, you know. The following Olympics, 2008.
Yes. They still played it. Funny enough, they still played Nigeria in the final.
And now they had an added advantage in that veteran Roman Riquelme, whose assist provided Angel Di Maria at the final goal. The same Di Maria had sent us out in 2005. So you see continuity. The one we've had in Nigeria is the Atlanta 1996. Those people went into after the boycott of 98, played Nigeria Ghana 2000, of course with George Finidi returning the bulk of them, played in the France 98 World Cup, played in, well, they were depleted in Japan, Korea. But after that, we don't...
And we all know the story around Korea, Japan.
Yes, so these people, and they are playing Norway. Are they
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, one more. Colombia. Yeah. We should be wary of Colombia. Now you cannot take Saudi Arabia for granted. Notice that they beat Argentina in
the last World Cup.
And so they have youths who are psyched up. And the Norwegians may be very technical. Sometimes it's people you don't know much, that you should really be.
They might have another Odegaard and what is it, Erling Haaland coming up.
It's Haaland from Norway.
Yes, of course.
Good. They've had tall, gangling strikers. They were in the days Babayaro was going to Chelsea. They had a Torres Andre Flo, and then they've had that man John Dahl Thomasin. Oh, Thomasin maybe Denmark. Okay. So, but at least Norway is a European nation. And they have good clubs and academies. We need to really, really take this preparation serious and give Nigerians something to check.
So in a nutshell, Innocent, what you're trying to say now is we should not just depend on our own league to bring out all these age grade football. We should return to the days of Principal Cup, where we see a lot of talents. I mean, then they can come up from there, then
and be sustained. If Super Eagles, I just gave you the Spain and Argentine, even Diego Armando Maradona went to, I think, is it Norway or Sweden, 78. It was there he was discovered, 78. Leading up to 1994 World Cup. So you could see sustainability. We've mentioned Riquelme.
Yes, of course.
So there are even Fabregas. They are all Luis Figo was in Saudi 89, where they defeated Philip Osondo and the other. And from Saudi 89, Luis Figo, Rui Costa, and the likes played in the German 2006, 89, 99. Look at, he was at Inter Milan in 2009. But where were our boys who played? So
at that 89.
Sustained across. So
I don't want us to go deep into that. We all know how it happens in Africa, but it's all good. It's all right. You want to play back then in 89, you know. So let it just be between you and I. So,
how about the viewers?
But it's all good. But my own challenge is this: is there enough time for them to prepare? I know, I get your point. Your point is, okay, that time that we do win under 17, we just win them, and of course we forget about those boys.
Yeah, Mitella.
Integration, yes, of course. We are those boys now. Well, like you said, we need those boys from the under 17 to the under 20, under 23, then of course the main Super Eagles. I believe that
Pius Ikedia or Pabo Me.
Yes, of course.
Even lately, that 2007, Ekigo Ehiosun, they never rose up. Victor Brown. It is just Taye Taiwo. And then Mikel that had
Obasi, maybe a few of them.
You know.
I don't think it's because we have a lot of fantastic players, across the globe. Because as we speak right now, there are some that didn't play this Nations Cup. But you'll be hearing names. Maybe in Europe, in Norway, there is one particular player under 20. You can just call him and join this team. Don't you think that also affects our age grade football?
You know my answer?
Yes.
Keep whining.
Come on, don't talk about it. It's okay. All right, away from the under-20 World Cup, let's move straight to the camp of the Super Eagles, where Nigeria are doing wonderfully well right now in London. Brentford, I beg your pardon, defender Benjamin Frederick has replaced Chris Santos Uche in Super Eagles squad for the Unity Cup Invitational Tournament. All right. I don't know, you saw the Jollof Derby. Nigeria defeated Ghana 2-1, and of course we are all happy. See the fans outside the GTEC Community Stadium, and of course they are through to the final. This young boy won won Brentford under 21 Player of the Season. He has been called up because of Chris Santos Uche, the denying visa of entering into England, and of course. So, like what I said the other time, we have a lot of players abroad that as of today, I can literally tell you that they are good players, fantastic players. So what are your thoughts? Nigeria will be playing Jamaica tomorrow in this, this tournament. You think we have what it takes?
Well, the Reggae Boys of Jamaica how do they say it at the viewing center, are the wives of the Super Eagles. Nigeria is used to getting it over Jamaica. The days of Okocha, Yobo, there were lots of friendly with Jamaica, as it were. It's a good warm-up at a time like this when the leagues are closing down, barring Champions League football to come. Sometimes, one of the ways you can make yourself feel good is to just win every competition you go into. Just
No matter how small it is.
it gives you a good psyche. Just the one over Ghana, it doesn't solve the problem of missing the World Cup, but it's a good boost for the psyche. Ghana beat us the other time.
Most especially, I saw some home-based player did well in that game. This defender, Igor Ogbu, was fantastic. Sikuru Alimi was fantastic. And I was like, come on, if you can, because he invited 10 of them. If you can't invite 10 at the end of the day, at least 3 or 4 should make the list.
It's a good thing. I wish the Super Eagles victory over Jamaica.
All right, Super Eagles are all the way. Away from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, let's move straight to Italy, where Napoli have demanded Rasmus Højlund plus £33.6 million from Manchester United for Victor James Osimhen, arguably the best striker in the world. Should I say the best number 9 in the world right now? Signature this summer transfer window. I know you're a United fan. Somehow you'll be happy if this goes through. That is, Victor James Osimhen can come to Manchester United. But we have a lot of talks around Osimhen being linked to Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia alongside Cristiano Ronaldo because of FIFA Club World Cup. And so Rasmus Højlund going to Napoli, and of course, Osimhen coming to Manchester United. Do you think Osimhen is that missing link at United?
Victor Osimhen, many are already making a case for him to be the next African Footballer of the Year. His achievements at par, the closest is Mohamed Salah.
Okay.
But in all statistics, he is ahead of Mohamed Salah.
Do you think so? Mohamed Salah won the best player in English Premier League, scored a lot of goals, double figure goals, double figure assists.
From Salah in total are less than the total goals from Victor Osimhen.
And because you can't compare Premiership
you can compare everywhere.
To Turkey.
In every then you just Osimhen went for his first season on loan and broke their ranks.
It doesn't matter because
really?
Yes, of course, innocent way. Any club, any country out of top 5 leagues in Europe, if you score 20 goals, they will divide it by 1.5. But if you are playing in any top 5 leagues, your 20 goals is being multiplied by 2. That's why I said you cannot compare Premiership.
And Osimhen played less matches than Mohamed
It doesn't matter. You have to consider the whole season. For me, I still feel Salah is ahead of him.
I think he should make the podium anyway. It will be a travesty not to have him in the top 3.
Yes, of course, because he also won the league and the Turkish Cup.
Good.
Same thing goes to Mo Salah. He also won the league.
Okay, so if you are to name the top 3 Africans now,
Mo Salah, Osimhen, and any other fantastic footballer.
Is Lookman there or someone has taken his place?
No, Lookman.
Okay, so I'm looking at Antonio Conte. If you see what he made out of Scott McTominay,
okay,
you may not write off Højlund going to Napoli. He seemed to know how to bring
the best
out of a player. So if that goes through, you think Osimhen went the other way. Conte may be the biggest beneficiary in this deal. United, they need to strengthen in key areas, barring what's that name now for spending too much?
FIFA fair play?
FIFA fair play. Barring FIFA fair play, United need to strengthen and release some of their players who are getting tired. Eriksen, Luke Shaw, maybe goalkeeper Onana, and Lindelof, I hear.
Bruno Fernandes been linked to, Al Hilal, £100 million. They can also collect the money and
If I were them, I'll cash in.
Okay.
I would negotiate a little higher and cash in. And then I also think Victor Osimhen, if I were him, being a Nigerian, I don't know if Victor Osimhen may be crowned or win the Ballon d'Or in recent years to come. But now that you are a hot property, he's the hottest property in the market.
Yes, of course.
Negotiate a bit higher and cash, just sign your early pension in Saudi Arabia. Because when you retire, you are not going to England like a Michael Owen.
Yes, of course.
Or Wayne Rooney, where the system...
Or Paul Scholes.
Or Paul Scholes, Raul Gonzalez. No. If you retire, I don't know if you want to come back to our darling motherland, Nigeria. In the first. So, have your future secured. That's what I would tell him. If he ends up with Man United, then... it will not be fine to now see him struggling. It will diminish his value.
All right, according to Innocent, Victor James Osimhen, you're free to go to Saudi Arabia.
You're free.
Money is important.
Very well.
All right, away from our local football, let's move straight to foreign footballer. In the Conference League, Chelsea have been crowned this year's Conference League champions. The Blues came from behind to beat Spanish side Real Betis 4-1 in the final. In addition to the Conference League, Chelsea have previously won the Champions League, Europa League, and the Super League. Come on. We need to call them King of London. And of course, talking about Chelsea Football Club, they've won it is no longer a news. They are the champion of the Conference League. They qualified for the UEFA Champions League already. And I know before that game, my guest and I discussed about that game. And he said something about Anthony. And I said, they are playing a team from England. They are not playing a team from Spain. So it will be very hard for Anthony to get past Cucurella. And we all saw it that day. And this same Anthony that a lot of United fans have been clamoring for, you know, that why did Ruben Amorim allow him to go? And I was like, come on, this is La Liga. This is not, English Premier League. So, Chelsea, they are the champions. They are back in the Champions League. Do you think Chelsea have what it takes, you know, to go all the way? But for me, I still believe that team is still in process, you know, all the way to win Champions League. We've known Chelsea for that. They've won it how many times in how many years?
I think the Chelsea coach Enzo Maresca was eager to prove a point. He made very spirited substitution in the second half, including throwing in captain Reece James, who supplied the some of the assists. It was an outstanding game for Cole Palmer. I think
Jadon Sancho with a beautiful goal.
He would also be mentioned in that Conference League team. Jadon Sancho, another Manchester United flop. Making Man U regret releasing him. I think he returned to Dortmund and then came by the route of Chelsea. I think he's a class. His goal is world class. What a beauty, squeezing in between two.
Do you know the young man played 2 finals in a row? He played Champions League against Real Madrid in 2024 and now Conference. Yes, of course, with Dortmund.
No, it's a testament to it's like a quiet career. It's like Cesc Fabregas. He went to Barcelona, did wonders, but his name was not always on the top.
Yes, because of the likes of Lionel Messi.
So, and I don't know if Chelsea, congratulations to Nicholas Jackson, if they want to keep him for the long run. The goals may have been more than that. He was free one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Also, he could have squared to his teammate, but, you know. Congratulations to Chelsea. When I saw the coach of Real Betis, Manuel Pellegrini, I was hoping, and I saw the scoreline at 1-0. That's when I started watching in my living room. I thought, Pellegrini against Maresca. Let Pellegrini have it. I liked his days at Real Madrid and Manchester City. So, but the wave after wave of Chelsea pressure in the second half, and with the form Cole Palmer was in, picking out his teammates for those assists.
2 assists in the final.
Was I think he would be my man of the match.
He won the man of the match.
Yeah. Congratulations to Chelsea. If you put them par with the Man United's Europa League final, Chelsea showed more hunger.
Does it mean Chelsea? Does it mean they have a good season than Arsenal? Arsenal.
Anybody who finishes a league with a trophy to show
with a silver
has had a good season. You would wish for they enter this Conference League with many clubs and emerge the winner. That's a good season. Right. Tottenham entered the season with many clubs in Europa.
That's by finishing 17 on the log table.
That doesn't count. They have the back door to Europe.
Yes, of course.
So it is Manchester United that should go and lick their wounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Congratulations, Chelsea and Tottenham.
All right, away from our Conference League, let's talk about the talk of the time, the best league competition in the world. Talking about UEFA Champions League. The curtain falls on the 2024-2025 UEFA Champions League at the iconic Munich Football Arena on Saturday, where Paris Saint-Germain, and Inter Milan lock horns in a first ever meeting on this grand stage. Come on, don't even talk. I can't even wait to see the final. This final, I want to see the likes of Lautaro Martinez alongside Dembele, you know, Marcus Thuram with Kvaratskhelia, a lot of fantastic players. I'm expecting a good football tomorrow night.
Well, it's going to be flair versus grit. And the flair will come from PSG, the grit from Inter Milan. Inter have demonstrated high discipline all through this tournament. They watch you, they size you up, you punch them, they take your blows, and then they strike. Awesome comeback against Barcelona. One time you thought they lost it, but I think Diego Simeone has kept to the plot. Simon Simeone. He was a beaten finalist 2 seasons back, and he could see on his dashboard that the obstacles are out of the way. There are no Real Madrid, no Bayern Munchen, no Manchester City. So, I mean, why? Come on, he has to go all the way. It will be a hostile arena, but don't forget Bayern Munich lost in the quarters, I think.
Yes, of course.
And it's coming home to them. They can only be spectators at this time. So,
yes.
PSG, Luis Enrique, hoping to repeat a treble as he did in Barcelona, double already in the kitty, talking about the league and the League Cup. And his players are psyched up. Every part of the PSG team look fortified. Injury worries away. But the Italians are a well-oiled machine. And 2 finals in 3 years. It's difficult to see a weakness in that Italian side. I think the Italians tonight, on the night, them not winning that cup is because another Italian will stop them in Donnarumma.
Come on, don't even talk. Talking about Donnarumma, do you think Donnarumma is the best goalkeeper right now in the world?
Because of where he is, the spotlight is on him, and that's what could decide it. There is Thibaut Courtois, there is Alisson in Liverpool, but where are they right now? So the spotlight is on those who are still on the stage. And if you want to really look around, you can't talk past Dembele, you can't talk past what's that PSG captain Vitinha. You can't talk past Lautaro Martinez. Some of those Italian stubborn midfielders I'm trying to get their names
the
now.
Canaloglu, the Barella.
You know, and Mkhitaryan may be returning. You know, it's a team of veterans for the Italians. That man who scored that pinpoint goal, Acerbi, all of them, Inter is packed with a lot of assassins who will be lurking. Why I like Inter is that they don't come to play your game. They keep their game plan, they allow you run, but they keep their game plan. So it's going to be a game also with youth versus experience. The Dembeles will run around, the Kvaratskhelia will run around, and all of them. But I think the strategy is to strike first. I think
the final will just be all about Luis Enrique and, of course, Inzaghi.
That's it. It's a tactical competition. And this is the first game I will not be able to predict.
Come on, don't talk about
it. I will not be able to
let
predict.
The best team win.
Yeah, I think...
sometimes it might be the best team of the night and still lose.
It has happened many times. Yes, I think Enrique is trying to leave a big legacy in PSG. He's not the first to have brought PSG to final. I think Thomas Tuchel did that.
In 2020.
They lost to Bayern only for him to go to Chelsea and then win. But Luis Enrique may be trying to go one better. And if he does, then the wealth of Adug may have paid off in Paris as it did in England at Manchester City. We don't know when it will deliver at Malaga because they hold the stakes there. But Simone Inzaghi is a well-tutored personality. He knows Luis Enrique. I think he has studied the PSG side. So, like I said, I cannot predict.
All right.
But I think it will just be it wouldn't be the game of Inter Barcelona, but it will also be an equally entertaining game.
All right, for the sake of
both of them are scoring sides.
For the sake of Ballon d'Or, I really want PSG to win because of Ousmane Dembele. But for the sake of Lautaro Martinez, I still want Inter Milan to win. So I don't know who to support.
If Inter Milan wins it, does Lautaro get the Ballon d'Or?
I don't think so. But if PSG wins, Dembele might win Ballon d'Or 2025.
He had a better season than everybody else in Europe.
Maybe the Champions League will speak for him.
Anyway, he's French, so...
Come on, I don't want to go through that.
And the Ballon d'Or is...
All right, away from Champions League, let's talk auto sports. Delta State has once again cemented its status as Nigeria's sporting powerhouse, emerging champions of the National Sport Festival for the 5th consecutive time, with a commanding lead of 122 gold, 96 silver, and 105 bronze medals, totaling 323. Delta's dominance remained unchallenged. So, in a sense, I just want to know what they are doing right, or should I say, what did they do right? This is the 5th time in a row that Delta will be winning, what is it called? This National Sports Festival. 5 times in a row.
The incentives from Delta are very high. They sort of have the right sports commissioners who now grow up beyond their size. There was the great Solomon Ogba. There was this same Amaju Pinnick. And then that trajectory has followed them till now. Abeokuta, kudos to them. I think the sports festival has been suspended for a while, but they did a good job. I salute Governor Dapo Abiodun, as well as the People's Commissioner, the Commissioner's Commissioner, Oga Bukola Olopade. He was involved in the team that tinkered the organization of all of this. I think states like Lagos, states like Edo, states like Rivers, the FCT, Plateau, Kano should rise up to challenge Delta. Once upon a time, Delta wasn't always the winner. And I mean, the Lagos Sports Commissioner, with the right mobilization, can challenge Delta.
All right,
a lot of people resident in Lagos can participate and represent Lagos. Imagine Delta. Some of them are not even in Delta, but there's a good rallying point. There's a good incentive package, good motivation. Well, congratulations to Delta anyway.
All right.
Congratulations to them. And it shows that I'm hoping that the governor of Delta State, His Excellency Sheriff Oborewore, would give a befitting remuneration to these people and keep them a happy fold for the future.
All right. I just believe by the time they will host the next NSF, it will be on TV, because I really enjoyed most of those tournaments at the just concluded National Sport Festival in Abeokuta. All right, away from that, let's talk tennis. Jannik Sinner, world #1, ended the retiring Richard Gasquet career with a one-sided victory at the French Open on Thursday, while Novak Djokovic successfully continued his Grand Slam record, beat, I beg your pardon, as Roland Garros. Talking about French Open. Last week, Friday, I saw the way they celebrated Rafael Nadal, king of clay. You know, the likes of Roger Federer were present, was there, Andy Murray, Novak Djokovic, and this is another legend. After he was beaten by world #1 Jannik Sinner, he also retired at the age of 30. Talking about Richard, and a lot of people has come out to celebrate him. Even the Nadal, Federer also come out to celebrate him. But we still have some young boys fighting for Roland Garros this time around. The likes of Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, Medvedev mentioned them. I feel because King of Clay is no more in the park, I think they should also have free mind, to go into this tournament, and any one of them can just win it.
Well, the French are hosting Roland Garros in the French Open are not always dominant. They've had some pretenders of recent, Gaye Bonfils. They've had Joe Wilfred Tsonga, and now the homeboy Richard Gasquet has ended. So the French are condemned to watch the tournament now without any of their own. Sinner returning from his ban, and has remained dominant. I think it's good for him. If you mention Rafael Nadal, you are talking about a force of nature with that powerful left hand. Nadal, Federer, who succeeded Andre Agassi, have kept the game, given the game its flair. You know, I bet almost in that generation is Novak Djokovic. I think Novak can travel as far as he goes. There are some bad boys waiting to ambush him. You didn't mention Zverev.
Come on.
A lot of them are waiting to ambush him. Sinner is there, Zverev, Alcaraz, Dani Medvedev, and all of them. I don't know if Kei Nishikori is in the mix here or he's already defeated.
I don't think so.
So these young bloods are there to pigment Novak Djokovic. If he wins it, already he has a record of 100 victory in Roland Garros, but that victory should go with a tray for us to see the significance. Well, kudos to Djokovic. These are the legacies we see in tennis. Federer carried on, Nadal did, Djokovic, all of them refusing to retire, and their presence in a tournament adds a lot of spice into the mix. But I don't know if I could tip Djokovic to go all the way. If he does, I'll be very happy for him. Right. But on the evidence of the moment, I won't be looking past Medvedev, Zverev, Alcaraz, and Yannick Sinner. I mean, to go all the way.
All right, I thank you for that one, Innocent Adoluba. That is how much we can take on Sport Talk on Enterprise TV. We are here to follow us across all social media. Endeavor to do that. We are at Enterprise TV 7 across all social media platforms. With our website at enterprisetvnews.com, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Innocent Adoluba has been great on the show today.
Oh, sports is life, you know.
All right, my name remains John Olasukomi. See you next time.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.